Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea. Last episode, we finally delivered the apprentice to Rosegate, where we found out that we have more work to do, specifically cultivating 3 flavors to make a cigar that can be smoked underwater. Truly the most noble of goals I've ever heard of. Because of course, why not? Seriously though, it's not my favorite story, but it's something I will pursue because it might become profitable at some point in the future. For now, we're going to be doing something I'm hesitant about, shall we say. We're going to be taking Mr. Sachs and his poisoned lamb hawk? Sorry, what was this again? Lamb. Leg of lamb. Yeah, we're taking that to Pigmote Isle. I mean, it caused such great things back in the Khanate, back in our previous series. I'm sure this will work out great. And there will be no negative repercussions whatsoever. By any chance, find anything new? Maybe? Something in the south, perhaps? That's a definite no. Oh well. So yes, heading north to Pigmote Isle. Although, hello, we're finding islands. Nope, not gonna worry about it right now. Right now, it is not our concern. Right now, we have only one concern. Technically, we have tons of other concerns, but for now, we're only gonna care about this one. And that's the trip to Pigmote Isle. Also, should probably have surfaced earlier. Hush. Speak not. And there we go. Docking. In the service of Mr. Sachs. The first delivery. Okay, apparently not possible through that option. This is a bad idea. Oh yeah, and I'm definitely gonna have to request repairs. The rats will board even a sinking ship, provided the crew is willing to carry some of the heavier tools. The rats do an excellent job patching the leaks and beating the hull into shape. All shall be well, as they say on Wolfstack docks. Yes. You know, before I do anything with Mr. Sachs, probably best to help them resolve a dilemma. Yes, what about my wisdom? The lights of London call to our people, hairless advisor. They seek the warmth of its lamps, the abundance of food. The aid leads in. Already the traders repurpose the impassable lamb's hull into rafts and boats for their shameful and terrible exodus. We cannot survive if our people desert us. What should we do? An opportunity beckons. If they are desperate to leave, they will pay for their passage. Or we could appeal to their patriotism. It's possible. Or have them escorted back to town at sword point. No. This seems like the best option, although it is a challenge, so maybe, perhaps not. Ah, wonderful. It worked. A rousing speech. Diplomacy works. The emigrants are taken aback by the arrival of soft words, an outstretched paws, and the promise of forgiveness. A few still risk the sea and its many dangers, but most accept Myrinia's offered amnesty and return. Well, that worked out. Kind of didn't expect it to. A delivery from Mr. Sachs. This is far from London. It will suffice. Oh dear. A hunger that can never be satiated. Pigmote's stored food diminishes quickly. Hungry rats and cavies stare at each other, a new glint passing from eye to eye as the cravings and stomach pangs spread. They stop to watch you in silence as you go past, mouths salivating. In the middle of the small town, a few of the hungriest begin digging a well. Oh my, this is about Mr. Eaton. I should not have spoken that name. I should not have spoken that name. I should not have spoken that name. Oh, no. Don't. It's all fine. It's all fine. The creature calls for you once again, a prize that became a curse. Mr. Sachs produces a jeweled bird. The thief thought it would bring her riches, perhaps it would. But when the gracious widow and the cheery man both covet what you stole, mere money ceases to be of concern. To offend one or make an enemy of the other, she sought a third way, a moment of inspiration that came too late. We want no part in this feud. Settle it. I'm gonna go with the cheery man's agent on Mutton Island. I believe. Oh. That's where I'm going to go, either way. It's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of fact. And I'm heading sort of north and east to, in theory, get to Port Cecil. Really, just to try to find something else. Ideally, I would find the Shellinate, get that one doctor off my ship, and... Oop, nope. Sorry, I hear the clicks, and because of the way things are set up over here, can't quite see what's... Oh! There's something underwater some distance to the northeast. Well then. An obstructions. Just... Let me dive, people. Let me dive. Hello. Oh, finally. Yes. Polythreme. Okay, you know, I don't really care about these unfinished pirates. Let them attack if they want to. But they do not dare. Good choice on their part. Seeing as I would utterly destroy them. But yes, finally found Polythreme. Took long enough. But yes. Polythreme. Taciturn claymen, evasive clothes colonies walking like humans, cobbles that groan underfoot. On the hills above, a palace villa of marble, but even that writhes like buried bones in an earthquake. Ask about the House of the Keel for the unsettled salvager. The ancient captain in Venderbite said this would advance her search for Lady Black. When flesh carved stone. The claymen profess ignorance, the benches wail too much to be sensible, but there's an ancient, long-winded harbor wall that remembers. The House of the Keel made exiles of themselves, it says in a deep, crotchety tones. They boarded their ships and took to the sea. Then, far from land, they took axes to their ships, sank them and followed them, men and women, child. Into the depths, in abysses they built their fathomless churches, and resumed their worship of Lady Black, spirit of the deeps. The unsettled salvager holds onto your arm for support as you walk back to your ship. I need to dive again, she whispers. Rent me a suit. Please, Captain. You do have one in your possession. You could allow it next time you set sail. I think that's a terrible plan. Huh. Interesting. Oh. So I can get rid of my sharpness and keep any permanent Anthean advantage I might carry. Interesting. I'm going to carry men to London. The passengers or cargo? They're certainly the easiest passengers imaginable. Unless, just unless, one turns out to be an unfinished man. They troop aboard. Each one lies down in its appointed position next to the other, nested snugly head by foot. We are for London, one explains to you. Oh, sweetie, one of you is not for London. Sorry. Nothing personal. But, we have other places for them to go. Warn some merchants about Rack. The tavern patrons are so raucous, the sobbing of the cup seems well behaved in comparison. Evidently, the sailors will soon travel Rack on a lucrative contract. The captain is buying rounds for everyone, despite the beer's gurgling prayers for deliverance. His sailors dance on a table that groans and whimpers. The captain welcomes you with a clap on the back and asks you what you'd like to drink on this happy occasion. Perhaps not so happy, you say. By the end of your story, the captain and his sailors are all groaning in unison with the rest of Polythreme. Nevertheless, after he blows his nose into a demoralized handkerchief, he conveys his thanks, and passes you a small but exceedingly noisy reward. It should quiet once you leave the isle. City with ships to save. Don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore, though. Wasn't very profitable. Gather intelligence. What news from Polythreme? What lives? The king with 100 hearts rules from his palace above the city. He is never seen. He makes no treaties with other lands. But there's unrest in the air. The claymen you speak to are obedient and humble, but they speak nervously of those who are not. The maimed, the rebellious, the unfinished. Intriguing. An audience with the king with 100 hearts. The clay broker, leaning on his copper staff, examines you coolly. The king will see your little friend, he says. No, he won't see you, not just now. He gestures for you to hand him the watchful curio. That night the hill of Polythreme quakes. The words on the walls uncurl themselves. The birth cries are everywhere heard as claymen sit up, opening incurious eyes, awaiting their tithing to London. The clay broker waits on the quayside. On the flat palm of his broad hand, The watchful Curio squats, but it has changed. Our regards to Stone is all he says. Intriguing, but most importantly, I got everything I required from that place. Although... now we're finding the Shellinate, and we're finding other things that I need to explore. But I can also go to the other shroom, because there's a thing I need to drop off there. But there's things I need to find and explore, so I mean... oh yes, permission to dive. Can't forget. Permission to dive. The unsettled salvager has requested a diving suit, so that she may descend and find Lady Black, a spirit understood to dwell in the abyssal deeps. You could grant her permission with a diving suit and allow her to throw herself into that blackest black. Or perhaps you could bring her back to London and commit her to the Royal Bethlehem Hotel. Give your permission for the unsettled salvager to dive. It is what she wants. To rise no more. You help the salvager don the heavy diving suit. The two of you are alone on deck. Your crew has refused to be present. Once dressed, the salvager clanks over to the gap in the railing. She stares down into the black before turning to you. She holds her hand over her heart and leaps backward off the deck. A apocyanic spray bursts from the calm sea. Exactly 21 minutes later, the line goes taut. You drop the line, but there is no one in the suit you draw up. Only ancient axes and adzes, discolored by salt, tied to the suit with strands of kelp. Well, we saw that coming. And let's be honest, we all knew she was probably not going to live through that. Is sad, but is predictable. So, about this other dock we found. Oh, I wonder if it's... well, we'll see what it is. Have to check. Oh, good, I can hear the moaning now. This makes everything so much better. We found a hut. Wonderful. Oh, great, you are just 100% more creepy now. Good. 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 This is what I wanted. The hut. Drownies built a copy of London as it never was. A cathedral and houses and fields of flowers all underwater. The water is cool and luminous, and at the same time it is breathable air. Of course. Intriguing. Assemble a port report. Gather information for the Admiralty. Generates a port report, but the contents of that report may vary. The ability to see through the glamours of the Drownies. Oh. Intriguing. Known truths. The more you look, the more you see that you are perhaps not intended to. The cathedral's crypt is a prison, the graveyard is larger than it looks, and the bones are not all buried. The border between the breathable water and the dangerous water is not marked clearly. Some have drowned in crossing over, leaving their possessions scattered on the Z-floor. I mean... wander, look, make no commitments. You're only here as a visitor, you don't need a place to stay. The hut, city of peace. Water and air are the same thing here, a betrayal of nature or a truce between opposites. Swim up the side of the cathedral if you like, and peer in through its rose windows. You won't be able to make out anything inside. Breathe deep, fill your lungs with a substance cooler and more cleansing than ordinary air. Walk in the gardens with the fish around your knees. Do not ask questions about the king of this place, those will go unanswered. Technically, I should... I need recent news before... Okay. Ask a Drownie for the latest news of Dahut. The town is thriving and full of events. Stormless. The weather has been dismal lately. Hardly a single wreck since St. Aegidius's day. And then it was only a little yacht with a few sailors aboard, and 2 of those were able to swim to shore and didn't come to Dahut at all. We'll just have to hope for the spell to break. Delightful. This is a lovely place. I would love to stay more, but no. 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 I'm also somewhat desperate for supplies, but not so desperate as to want to go here. Question, can we find anything else? Godfall to the north. Perfect. mean, it's not great. Oh. Heh. Yeah, that's definitely Godfall. Anything else, then? Nothing. Oh well. Let's go to Godfall real quick, and then... we might have to figure out how we're gonna do this. Well, for now. Godfall. Sometimes, just occasionally, bits of the roof fall off. Be glad you weren't here when this one did. The brawling bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to Saint Stalactite, which fell from the roof, but their chief interests seem to be wine, blood, and shouting. Of shouting, let them tell you about past and present events in the monastery. Tales. They're eager to talk about their history. The stalactite, they assure you, was one of the citadels of the starved men who dwell in the roof. When it fell, a few of its occupants survived to become the monks' progenitors. How does that work, you wonder, with their vow of celibacy? They become vague and are suddenly eager to speak of the details of passing shipping. Yes, pirates who claim to be monks. Still, I need time to sort of figure out what I'm going to do. I think what we end up doing is going to Port Cecil, resupplying there, and then exploring more, but... yeah, that seems to be I'm going to say that's the thing to do, but I'm not sure that's what we end up doing. We'll find out in the near future. For now, though, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon.